Once upon a time, during the waning days of the Han Dynasty, there lived a woman named Li Mayu, whose name had once evoked honor but was now laced with shame. Her family had been prominent, pillars of the imperial court, until a tragic twist of fate cast them into ruin. Her father, a high-ranking official, had been accused of plotting against the emperor. Though the evidence was scant and manipulated by rivals, the verdict was clear. He was executed, their lands were seized, and Li Mayu found herself blacklisted by society. Her father's downfall became her scar, an invisible brand that marked her as a traitor's daughter. But even in the depths of disgrace, Li Mayu's heart burned with an indomitable spirit. In her isolation, she found solace not in anger but in quiet resilience. A lion is no less fierce because it is caged, she would whisper to herself at night, a mantra that fueled her determination. She was a woman of honor, and though the world turned against her, she did not bow to shame. The world around her was crumbling into chaos. The emperor was weak, his court filled with treachery and whispers of rebellion. Warlords across the land amassed power, eyeing the throne like vultures circling a wounded animal. Among these warlords was Chang Wei, a man of brutal cunning and immense strength who had never known defeat on the battlefield. His ambition was limitless. He had already conquered half the empire, and now he marched toward the capital, intent on taking the emperor's throne for himself. Desperate, the emperor summoned his most brilliant advisors and generals to devise a plan, but none could match Chang Wei's ruthless genius. City after city fell, and hope withered like flowers in a drought. It was then that Li Mayu, having spent years in obscurity, resolved to act. Though she was shunned by society, Mayu was no ordinary woman. While others may have crumbled under the weight of disgrace, she used her years in exile to study the ancient text of war, sharpening her mind in the art of strategy. By night, she would pore over military treatises and maps, learning the ways of deception, terrain, and battle formations. Her knowledge surpassed even the emperor's most esteemed generals, but her gender and her family's fall from grace made such knowledge forbidden. Yet Mayu had never believed in limits. With the empire on the brink of destruction, she decided to risk everything. She would go to the emperor herself. Disguising herself as a male scholar, she cut her hair short, bound her chest, and set off for the capital. The journey was perilous. Bandits roamed the roads, and suspicion followed any stranger. But Mayu's resilience never faltered. She moved with quiet strength, each step toward the imperial court fueled by the knowledge that the fate of the empire might rest in her hands. When she arrived at the court, it was not enough to simply reveal her plans. The emperor's council was rife with corruption, with many of its members secretly in league with Chang Wei. They dismissed her at every turn, mocking her as an inexperienced youth who had no place in matters of war. But Mayu would not be silenced. She pressed on, infiltrating the highest levels of power, using her keen mind to maneuver around obstacles. It was then that she uncovered a shocking truth. The emperor's own advisors were feeding intelligence to Chang Wei. They had betrayed the empire, and their treachery ran deeper than anyone imagined. Armed with this knowledge, Mayu confronted the emperor's closest advisor, Wang Zhen, a man revered for his loyalty but who secretly plotted to bring the empire to its knees. She accused him in front of the court, laying bare his treason. But in a stunning turn of events, Wang Zhen turned the tables. He revealed Mayu's true identity, that she was the disgraced daughter of a traitor, and her accusations were nothing but a desperate ploy to clear her family's name. The court erupted in fury, and the emperor, blinded by rage and distrust, ordered her thrown into the dungeons. In the cold, damp darkness of her cell, Mayu might have despaired. But even there, she remained mindful, meditating on the stillness within her heart. She had been cast out once before and now again, but she would not be broken. As days passed, rumors of her accusations spread, and soon even Chang Wei himself heard of the brave young strategist who had dared challenge him. Curious, and ever the manipulator, Chang Wei had Mayu freed, ordering her brought to his stronghold. Chang Wei was unlike anyone Mayu had ever met. He was a man who inspired fear with a single glance, and his reputation as an undefeated general made him almost legendary. He offered Mayu a position at his side, promising wealth, power, and the chance to rise above her blacklisted status. "You are too clever to waste away in the Emperor's dungeons," he said with a smirk. "Join me, and we can rule this land together." Mayu, aware that accepting would make her a traitor, was torn. She had fought for honor all her life, and yet here she stood at a precipice, facing the temptation of power. But she remembered her father's lessons, his insistence that honor was not something others bestowed upon you, it was something you carried within. Mayu pretended to agree with Chang Wei, playing the role of the ambitious traitor, all the while planning his downfall. For months, Mayu worked within Chang Wei's camp, learning his strategies, gaining his trust, and weaving a web of deception. But it was a perilous game. At any moment, she could be discovered and killed. Every conversation was laced with danger, every decision a gamble. Her heart raced with tension, but her mind remained sharp and focused. She knew the final battle was coming, and she would need to act at the perfect moment. The day of reckoning arrived. Chang Wei's forces had surrounded the capital, preparing for a siege. The Emperor's army, leaderless and demoralized, was in shambles. But Mayu had already set her plan in motion. She had secretly sent word to loyalist commanders, instructing them to fake a retreat, drawing Chang Wei's forces into a trap. As Chang Wei's army pursued, thinking victory was assured, they marched straight into an ambush Mayu had orchestrated. Hidden battalions rose from the hills, cutting off Chang Wei's escape. In the chaos of battle, Mayu confronted Chang Wei, revealing her true identity. "You thought me an outcast, powerless, but you underestimated the heart of a lion," she declared, her voice strong and unwavering. "I fight not for revenge but for honor and for the people you seek to enslave." Chang Wei, though a formidable warrior, found himself outmaneuvered. His armies crumbled, and he was captured. The battle was over, and the empire had been saved by a woman whom society had cast aside. The emperor, now fully aware of the treachery within his own ranks and the brilliance of the strategist who had saved his throne, offered Mayu a position as his chief military advisor. She had earned not just his trust but the admiration of the entire empire. But Mayu, ever mindful of her true purpose, declined the offer. She had never sought power or fame. Her only goal had been to restore honor to her family's name and to defend the people of the empire from tyranny. With her mission fulfilled, she returned to her quiet life, retreating to the mountains, where she continued to study the ancient ways of mindfulness and strategy. Her name, once spoken in whispers of shame, was now revered throughout the land, a symbol of unyielding courage and honor. Li Mayu, the lion-hearted woman who had defied the odds and saved an empire, lived on in the hearts of the people as a legend of resilience. In the end, it was not the strength of armies that saved the empire, but the strength of one woman's mind and heart. And so, the tale of Li Mayu, the lion-hearted woman who rose from disgrace to save an empire, comes to a close. Her unwavering courage, her unyielding honor, and her brilliant mind changed the course of history, proving that even in the face of chaos, resilience can triumph. But what do you think? Could you have kept your heart steady amidst the betrayals and turmoil like Mayu did? How would you have navigated such a dangerous path? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more captivating tales from different cultures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another story. There's always more wisdom, adventure, and inspiration awaiting you in the folktales of many tribes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your spirit unyielding like the lion-hearted Mayu.